What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. First off, I want to say you are a strong person. You are a king. Just for doing semen retention nowadays, where it's so much evilness, so much crazy things around you, so much sexuality that's around you, constantly provoking you, constantly making you weak, constantly trying to drain your energy so that you do relapse, so that you waste that life force, you waste that semen, and you get nothing out of it, and it's always influences. So if you are doing semen retention, just know to give yourself a pat on the back. Just know that you are a special person because this is not easy. Now let's get into the video. Semen retention is a failure and a loser antidote medicine. And when I say failure and loser, it's meant to fire you up, fire you up. I know people don't like to be called a failure or a loser, but being a failure, being a loser, it should be temporary. We should look at our problems and we should figure things out so that we don't make the same mistakes over and over. Even talking to myself, we all have certain things in our lives that we are lacking behind it, and we have to figure those things out so that we can move to the next level in our life to become a better version of ourselves. Why do we take medicine? Why do we take antidotes? Number one, I'm going to say pain relieving. Now, I'm not talking about a broken arm. I'm not talking about you're bleeding. I'm talking more emotionally. I'm talking more spiritually, pain relieving. We have certain insecurities in our lives. Some of us are hurt because we are not where we want to be in our lives. We have certain weaknesses in our character that we want to fix. But when we are masturbating, when we are watching porn, when we are draining that energy, that life force in general, all we're doing is avoiding the problem. All we're doing is putting a band-aid on the problem, but that scar in your life never goes away. So it's important that we do the semen retention so that we can look in the mirror, look at the hurt that's in our lives, look at maybe it's the people, something that's influencing us to keep causing us pain, so that we can make a change in our lives and get on the semen retention. Number two, within the same subject, I'm gonna say disease prevention. Now, this is literal, and this can be spiritual. Literally, of course, when you get stuck in that lust, when you allow these Jezebel spirited women to influence you with the sex, and then you can catch diseases. So of course you can catch sexual diseases. So it's important that we retain so that we can keep our mindset positive, so that we can attract better women, better people in our lives, so that we don't get caught up in that lustful spirit that breaks down boundaries, so that we don't find ourselves with some chick with all types of diseases. Women can look very cute. They can look very innocent, and they can be very out there, if you know what I mean. They can be very out there, and they can be carrying things. So you don't want to allow those sexual demonic type of women to influence you. So you want to be doing the semen retention for disease prevention. As far as spiritual and emotional, of course, there are demonic attacks. Jezebel spirited women, they want to influence you with the sex. They want to get you caught up in their lust. And what happens is that it can make you a whoremonger male, because you're constantly being influenced. You can become a fiend, and all you want is that flesh to flesh contact. Now, I was looking at the Roe versus Wade overturn. Some people are mad about the overturn. Now, I know everyone has their different opinions, but that flesh to flesh contact is very dangerous. I know we're talking about deleting babies, abortions and things like that. Some of us, some people are deleting babies for the wrong reasons. You get caught up in that lust, that flesh to flesh contact. It can make you a sex fiend, and you don't even think about the choices that you're making. You don't think about your standards. You start to lower yourself into that lower version of yourself, and you're find yourself having to make an abortion. Now, I don't want to get too deep into that subject. It's more to it. But of course, flesh to flesh contact, you have a baby that you don't want by somebody that you shouldn't have had sex with in a particular moment when you was caught deep into that lower state, and you made a decision. That was a bad decision. Now it's an actual child on this earth, an innocent child from your decisions and you want to have an abortion, fellas, we have to protect our seed. Our seed is very important, and we have to be very cautious of who we give our seed to. We have to be very cautious about who we give our seed to. Our seed is very valuable. So you don't want anybody to take your seed, have a baby with your seed, and just delete it. And it's not even your choice. It's her choice. But anyway, going to the next subject, I can do it mindset. The I can do it mindset. It's very important to have a positive mindset. When you retain your semen, that life force is always pushing you, urging you to do better, to do more. It's hard to sit on that energy. This is a glitch in the matrix. When they make certain tests, certain exams, they make it hard because they know certain people are going to fail. But see, when you are retaining that life force, you're allowing that life force to build up energy. You do what's not expected of you. And you can become part of that small group of people who are successful. Part of that chosen people that are successful, and you make it somewhere in your life. This is motivation. This is self-empowerment. One thing about losers, failures, guys with that mindset, deep down, there is a fear of success. There is a fear of failure, so they never try. There is a fear that other people are better than them. There is a self-affirmation that I can't do it. So when you're constantly draining that energy, you run from your problems. You keep that mindset. Your life force is very powerful. It's like I said, it's not just a fluid. This is something that pushes you to be a better person. So it's going to push you to actually get to the next level. Last point I'm going to make. This is going to help you push through. I look at semen retention as a strict self-rehab program, and it's all under your control. It's all under your control. If you think about it like a rehab center, it takes you out of that environment and it puts you in these walls. Maybe it's a barbed wire fence around so that you get out of that environment so that you can start a healing process. It's not a transition, it's immediate. When you go into the semen retention, you have to immediately stop masturbating. You have to immediately stop releasing. You have to immediately even just stop having sex. So you put yourself in a strict environment where you have yourself out of the comfort zone. You have to take yourself away from people, influences, drugs. I've been a counselor before. I was in a drug rehab center. So we had to take people out of that environment, the drugs, the needles, the drug dealers, the crackheads and things like that, because you're going to end up relapsing again. You're going to end up doing the same thing again. The only thing about the self-rehab program, it's all in your control, which I think is tougher. When you go into like a self-rehab program, you go a day after day and you're retaining that semen, you got the porn right there on the internet. Nobody's telling you not to watch it. It's just a decision that you have to make. You got some lotion, you got towels, you got girls walking past you, and it's all in your control. And me personally, it makes you stronger when you are in an environment, but you choose to make a better decision. So you still have to take away those things in order for you to get better. So you can break past your natural limit. Some of us do the semen retention and we go 2, 3, 4 days and we relapse. So when you stay within this strict rehab program, you have to break past that barrier to start to get better over the long haul so that you can start making real success. So you add things into your life as well. You add a better diet. You add maybe some books that you need to read, some YouTube videos talking about semen retention. You get rid of those things that's pulling you down. You get rid of those people. You get better friends into your life that's going to encourage you as well. You learn to embrace those urges. Maybe it's through meditation. Maybe it's through being productive. Instead of draining that energy out, whenever you feel that rage, that powerful life force within you, to release it through sex or whatever, you find something positive to do. That's what we did in rehab. When guys didn't have anything to do, when they were bored, they probably usually shoot up some drugs, usually talk to somebody that's going to encourage them to do something negative. So if they talk to a counselor, if they talk to, a positive friend, Or if they just go out play basketball. You know, drugs don't have to be recreational. People smoke weed as well for recreation. When you can simply play a sport, go for a jog, and you can get that same high and you can get that same stimulation just by doing something more positive. So this is the failure, the loser medication antidote to help you get better as a person, the self-improvement guide as well. So hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the video. Peace.